Right, here we go. I mean this today, so that's nice. We lose ourselves when we stop believing in the person who we can be. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I've been spending a lot of time drifting. To me, drifting is when the days just seem to wander by and it doesn't really feel like you're living them. And I think the biggest reason I've been feeling this way is because I've been really doubting whether or not I can be the person who I'm meant to be. It's a terrible feeling when you lose confidence in your capabilities because it makes you think that you're not capable of being successful at the things you're most capable of. And when you start to think that you can't be who you know you're meant to be, you start forgetting who you are entirely. And I think the reason for this has to do with a philosophical perspective introduced by Jean-Paul Sartre, which is the notion of bad faith. And essentially, bad faith is a psychological state where individuals lie to themselves to avoid facing uncomfortable truths about their freedom and responsibility. He believed that humans were condemned to be free, meaning that we have choice, but the weight of that freedom can be overwhelming. And to escape the anxiety of making choices that define us, we pretend that we're powerless or that there are external circumstances that determine who we can be. And this is bad faith. So really, I think this idea of drifting is just a product of bad faith. Because drifting implies going with or being moved by, like a leaf in a wind or floating in a lazy river. So labeling something else as the cause of our drifting is similar to labeling life as the cause of our circumstance. We don't have to drift. Like, we have the ability to choose our direction. But I think that when we stop believing in our path and become overly fearful of the responsibility of making choices and subsequently having to live with their outcomes, it almost feels easier to drift because the ability to drift is always there. Drifting is comfortable. It doesn't take a lot of effort. I mean, you just have to drift. You just sit there and drift. But drifting has a price. When we choose the comfort of drifting, we pay the price of decision. And the ability to make decisions is what defines our existence. It's what differentiates us from any other species. Which means that when we stop deciding, we start dying. We start forgetting who we are. And yes, I know that may sound a little bit morbid, but really think about it. If you stop deciding what to do with your time, you wouldn't be able to decide what you do with your life. And your life would be decided for you because you would have given up the power of decision. And if your life is being decided for you, you obviously aren't living your life. You're living the life you're told to live. So breaking it down like this, you can quite easily see how the avoidance of decision could lead to you forgetting who you are. It's much easier to be told who you're meant to be than it is to figure that out ourselves. Because figuring out who you can be takes a lot of work. It takes like a whole lifetime. It takes every day. It's uncomfortable. You have to acknowledge what you're bad at in order to find out what you're good at. And then once you realize what you're good at, you have to realize how bad you still are at it and how much work it will take to get better, to be as good as you can be. And right here, this is the spot where belief is most important. If after working hard and not seeing any results, you stop believing that they are coming, you become susceptible to drifting, to forgetting who you are. People forget who they are when they stop believing who they can be. And they stop believing who they can be when they're discouraged by where they're at. True belief in who you are is recognizing what you love and trusting that so long as you don't lose sight of that, you'll end up where you're meant to be. So forget believing in who you are. Just commit to who you are. Commit to it. You are who you are already. You don't have to believe in who you are. You just have to remember who you are. Now, we can't be whoever we want to be, but we can be exactly who we are. And that's the only person who we should ever want to be. So be completely while knowing you're still incomplete. And know that if you live fully, you will continue to grow. There is no one more capable of being you than you. So do not doubt your capabilities by comparing them to other people, because you'll never be as capable at being them as them. In the same way, they'll never be capable of being you. So I encourage you to appreciate your unique existence and to live it fully. And if you want to stop drifting, start deciding. If you don't want to forget who you are, just remember. And if you want to believe in who you are, just keep being. If you made it to the end of this video, let me know. I don't know how long this will end up being, probably around, 6-10 minutes. It's my first video. I had filmed a couple other ones that I wanted to be my first video, but it just didn't feel authentic, kind of felt sporadic. I hope that this one was a little more concise. As I delivered it, it definitely felt more true to myself. So if you enjoy this type of content, let me know. I don't know what else I'll be making on this channel, but we'll see. This is the first video. And if you came here from Instagram, TikTok, let me know. That's dope. I really appreciate it. And if I found you natively in the YouTube algorithm, let's go. But nice to meet you. My name is Jordan. I'm a writer, and I like to help people find the words they don't have to express the feelings they cannot. I hope this video was at all impactful, and I look forward to sharing more with you going forward. Thank you so much. Goodbye.